Happy Monday, everybody. My name is Brandon Rosa, and welcome to episode 284 of the Xbox in 10 podcast, your weekly source of Xbox gaming news covered in around 10 minutes. Every Monday, this podcast covers new game releases, the previous week's gaming news, and we all learn an Xbox-related fun fact together. The show is on YouTube and podcast services around the world, so please subscribe on your favorite and leave a review. Xboxin10.com, no numbers, is your quick source for links to all of our podcast destinations and social media profiles, which you can follow at Xboxin10. To start, let's talk game releases. The big game out last week was the only Call of Duty Black Ops 6, and the games coming out this week include Let's Sing 2025, Metal Slug Tactics, Pancho's Mission, Duck Run, Owl Project, Monarchy, Planet Coaster 2, Slavic Punk Old Timer, Bioframe Outpost, Empire of the Ants, Teiko Tozujin Rhythm Festival, Tectonica, Magical Bakery, Goat Simulator Remastered, Grim Idol, Pets Hotel, Jetpack Kiwi, Shield Wall, Silver Axe the Honest Elf, and Slitterhead. Now on to last week's biggest news stories, and we have 5 to cover this week. Number 1, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, biggest Call of Duty launch ever, sets new single-day Game Pass sub record. Kat Bailey at IGN writes, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella says Call of Duty Black Ops 6 was the biggest Call of Duty release ever, setting new day one and opening weekend records as sales on PlayStation and Steam jumped 60% compared to 2023's Modern Warfare 3. Game Pass also benefited from Call of Duty's release, setting a new record for amount of new subscribers in a single day. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 launch last week saw strong concurrence on Steam that outperformed Modern Warfare 2 and 3. The leap in subscribers would seem to validate Xbox's big bet in launching Black Ops 6 straight into Game Pass, giving the service a shot in the arm in the midst of its recent growth struggles. Analysts predicted that Black Ops 6 could boost Game Pass subscribers by 2.5 million and 4 million, but at the cost of traditional sales. But for now, at least, Black Ops 6 seems to be doing just fine amid strong overall reviews, though it currently sits as mixed on Steam owing to complaints about multiplayer lag and map balance. Quote, thank you to all of our players around the world for making Black Ops 6 the biggest Call of Duty launch ever. Our goal from the start was been to bring this great game to as many players as possible wherever they are, however they play, end quote. Call of Duty GM Matt Cox said in a statement. Quote, Black Ops 6 is an amazing game and the response from the Call of Duty community has been incredible. This is only the beginning, Nuketown is only days away and Season 1 is right around the corner. We are just getting started, end quote. Nadella announced the results during today's Microsoft earnings, which as usual focused heavily on the company's AI and cloud-based initiatives. According to Microsoft, Activision Blizzard helped drive a 43% rise in gaming revenue, while Xbox content and services grew 61%. Xbox hardware dropped 29%. In the wake of its successful release, Black Ops 6 looks to continue its momentum with the release of Nuketown later this week. A wealth of content is also planned for Season 1, which arrives on November 14th, including new maps, new modes, and more. Surprise to no one, but validation that so far the bet they made with buying Activision Blizzard, launching Call of Duty into Game Pass seems like a success, which is absolutely what Microsoft needed. Not what they wanted. They needed this win. And now to me, the true test is to what is the sticking power with these subscribers? Are they going to stay? Are they going to play Black Ops for a few months and then end their subscriptions? And all these millions of subscribers that they gained are just going to fall off. Very intrigued to see what the Game Pass subscriber numbers are, let's say, in April of 2025. As for Call of Duty Black Ops 6, it seems like it's a big hit. And I can't wait to finally jump in this week. I have not been able to play in the first week due to life being too busy, but I'm finally excited to get into some multiplayer goodness amongst the game I have bought every year for many, many, many years in a row. Number 2, Bungie provides dev update on Marathon and encourages Xbox fans to wishlist. Liam Doolin at Pure Xbox writes, former Halo developer Bungie has today provided an update on its new extraction shooter Marathon, which was officially announced in 2023. In today's update, game director Joe Ziegler explained how it's still a little bit early to show the game as one piece, but everything in terms of the development is apparently on track. As part of this, Bungie did show a sneak peek of some artwork. This included a runner character codenamed Thief and another runner codenamed Stealth. Their names supposedly reflect how they'll play out in the field. More about Marathon is scheduled to be revealed in the midst of 2025, with plans to also expand the playtest wider and wider, adding a significant amount of players each time, and once again, this game is still on track for an Xbox release, with Bungie encouraging fans to wishlist the title on their platform. I thought this was a pretty big news story because it seems like Marathon might be further off than we seem. If we aren't even getting gameplay anytime soon, so gameplay probably in 2025, it seems like we have a best chance at this game launching late 2026? Seems a lot further, but now since Bungie has been acquired by Sony and PlayStation, and after all their other big bets such as Concord have failed and Bungie has continued to not meet expectation, they need Marathon now more than ever to be the next big thing. They are going to take as much time as they possibly need to try to get it there. Number 3, Fortnite announces music-inspired OG Chapter 2 remix season with spots from Snoop Dogg, Eminem, and more. Leon Bodovic at IGN writes, Fortnite announced today that it is rolling out a new OG Battle Royale season called Chapter 2 Remix in partnership with Snoop Dogg, Ice Spice, Eminem, and posthumously Juice WRLD in each week of November. Fortnite will have a waterfall rollout of new map locations revamped by the artists, culminating in a final event. Week 1 will have Snoop Dogg's Touch remixing the Point of Interest, formerly known as the Agency, as the Dog Pound. It will also bring back the Boogie Bomb that triggers Drop It Like It's Hot. Week 2 will reveal Eminem's takeover of the Grotto as Spaghetti Grotto, a play on his mom's spaghetti restaurant in Detroit, with a rap god Machine Gun that spits out lyrics to the 2013 song. Week 3 drops Ice Spice Y2K, New York-inspired Shark Island. Finally, Week 4 will pay homage to Juice WRLD, who died from a seizure in 2021 at just 21 years old. Epic says it worked closely with his mother, estate, and label, Interscope, to bring this to life. Quote, Gerard always loved to play Fortnite. It was more than just entertainment for him. It was a way for him to connect with others, and quote, his mother Carmela Wallace said in a statement. The new season will launch in 3 phases, on November 1st with the prelude, on November 2nd with the official launch of Chapter 2, and on November 30th with the finale, which is yet to be an announced in-game event. Any players who attend, however, will receive a free cel-shaded outfit. This is cool, so I wanted to include this in here, and yes, Fortnite does big things all the time, but I like what they're doing getting all the music spots in there, and yes, Fortnite continues to still be, if not the biggest, a top 3 biggest thing out there. Number 4, PlayStation's Wolverine director now working on Perfect Dark for Xbox. Ben Carey at Pure Xbox writes, this summer we finally saw what Xbox's Perfect Dark reboot is all about, with the team showing a nice slice of the game during its June showcase. Still, it's likely that this Crystal Dynamics developed title is a ways off yet, and it just got a huge new creative force coming over from PlayStation owner Sony. Per GameFile, Stephen Totilo, Brian Horton, who is the creative director on Insomniac's Wolverine game, has now moved over to Perfect Dark development for Xbox. Microsoft confirmed the move to the outlet, saying that Horton will be bringing his wealth of experience to the upcoming reboot of the classic Secret Agent series. Horton had been at the California PlayStation studio through a successful period for the team. He was also creative director on 2020's Spider-Man Miles Morales. This feels like a nice scoop for Xbox then, and we're looking forward to his contributions for Perfect Dark. The Xbox title, which has been in development for some time now, will allow players to become Joanna Dark, Data 9's elite agent as she hunts down the world's most wanted criminal, Daniel Carrington. There's no ETA on its arrival yet, but given that we saw some nice gameplay this summer, we're hoping it's well on its way to releasing for Series X and S. This feels like a pretty big move, and I'm honestly kind of confused why Brian Horton would stop being the creative director on Wolverine's game if that was going well, to come over to Xbox. I mean, compare the two. Insomniac does not seem to miss, and the initiative, remember this is an initiative developed game that they had to bring in Crystal Dynamics to really take in the bulk of development as their quadruple A studio, the initiative, started to fall apart with all old leadership. So he must have saw something he really liked and or wanted to make his mark, and or maybe he just wanted more money. But I will certainly take that talent, as Spider-Man Miles Morales is one of my favorite PlayStation games of all time. And number 5, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle targeting 60 FPS on both Series X and S. Tom Lust at True Achievements writes, as we edge ever closer to collecting the Indiana Jones and the Great Circle achievements on December 9th, we're slowly learning more about the upcoming Game Pass game. Machine Games has said it plans to have Indiana Jones and the Great Circle running at 60 FPS on Series X and S consoles when it launches. Adding to everything we know about the Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Machine Games creative director Axel Torvenius recently told Windows Central that the team is targeting silky smooth gameplay on both the Series X and the less powerful and frequent center of controversy Series S. Quote, it might be that we will release even more details in terms of specifics, technical details as we get closer to launch, once we see all the telemetry on performance, end quote, Torvenius said. Quote, but what I can tell you is that the ambition is that the game runs at 60 FPS on Series X and Series S, and that you know it shouldn't be compromised on the visuals or the experience of the product. It should feel cohesive, running smoothly at 60 on both, end quote. This is awesome, and I wanted to piggyback this story as there seemed to be a lot of positive previews that came out of a preview event for this game, which is very reassuring. I trust the Machine Games. I absolutely love the Wolfenstein games. Over this past year, I went back and played the New Order and the Old Blood, and I've been trying to find time to get back into 2, but to me, Machine Games has just not missed with these games. Can't wait to play this game for myself, and so surprising that Series S is also going to get it at a buttery smooth 60, allegedly. As always, we end our show with a fun fact about Xbox, and yes, let us talk about Call of Duty. But what mark did it reach right before Black Ops 6 even launched? Ryan Dinsdale at IGN writes, Xbox subsidiary Activision Blizzard has revealed the Call of Duty franchise has now crossed an eye-watering 500 million units sold ahead of the release of Black Ops 6. Activision Blizzard told the Washington Post of the 500 million figure, which was reached prior to Black Ops 6 having the biggest Call of Duty launch of all time. Enjoyed the highest player numbers, hours logged, and total matches played in its opening weekend. Yes, we touched on some of those numbers, but the fact that Call of Duty, as a franchise, has crossed 500 million units sold is just incredible. It is here to stay, it is here for the long haul, and what year will it be when Call of Duty finally drops off? Only time will tell. Thank you all for listening to the Xbox in 10 podcast, your weekly source of Xbox gaming news covered in around 10 minutes. If you like the show, please subscribe to your favorite podcast service, share with your friends, leave a review, and follow on all social media at Xbox in 10. This past week, I have just had no time to game, too much things going on at work and in the personal life, but as I mentioned, I am excited to finally jump into Call of Duty. My name is Brandon Rose. You can find me on Xbox at Brosen93. Hope you all have a great week, stay safe, and keep on gaming.